These are my gaming pickups for this week. Alright everyone, hope you are doing well. Thanks for pressing play once again. I'm the man they call Pixel Paul, and I've been buying some games this week. That's it really, pretty simple. Just I picked up some games and thought I would do a quick video and show you what I've grabbed this week. Nothing special, nothing spectacular, possibly one's a little bit quirky. I'm going to save that one to the end. Now, unusually for me, most of these pickups are actually from CEX, the red shop. Yeah, I've not bought a lot from CEX this year so far, partly because it can be very hit and miss, CEX, when it comes to that sort of post-Christmas period. They can either get loads and loads of stock in, with people bringing loads of stuff in and getting it out on the shelves, or it can be absolutely blitzed before Christmas and no one takes anything in, and it can leave the shelves looking, and the sort of stock levels pretty low. And I would say in the CEX stores near me, yeah, they've been pretty low, especially straight after Christmas. I can't remember which one it was in particular, but there was one CEX and the PS2 stock had gone down to, I don't know, maybe less than about 20 games. There was so little in there. I think it might have been the Manchester Arndale one actually. There was so little stock in there. But I've given it a couple of weeks and I've gone back and gone back to CEX and just to see what prices are like. And I've been able to pick up a few games, one or two that I have been after for a while. Now I did take some footage. I actually took this footage back in January, and I think it was in the Warrington CEX, and I sort of kept hold of it for now because I didn't think it sort of fit into any of my other videos, because I didn't actually pick anything up while I was in there. But when I was looking, there was quite a lot of sort of decent games that sort of stood out, not ones that I would personally pick up and buy myself, and not for possibly the prices they were selling them for, but just quite interesting. So I thought, well, I'll drop it into this video. So here I am at CEX in Warrington, and now I do like this store. We all know CEX can be quite hit and miss, but this store's always been pretty good for me. Staff are nice, always seem to get on alright with them, and there's always some nice stock, so some good stuff in the window there. Nice copy of Super R-Type 3 on the Super Nintendo too. So let's take a look inside. And I just seem to spot quite a few steelbooks and special editions, starting with this one, Monster Hunter on the Xbox One. 20 quid on this, but nice steelbook. Didn't pick it up though, bit too pricey for me that. And I did spot this as well, R-Type Final 2. Bit of a weird box for this one, but I do quite like these shoot 'em ups. I do like R-Type, even though they are difficult, but £42 on that, bit too much for me. Then moving over to the retro cabinets, and again some really nice stuff in here, and they do take a lot of time to present what retro games they've got. Pro Protector on the NES, I used to have that. Nice copy of Radar Mission on the Game Boy as well there, and Super Hunchback, and a gorgeous looking crystal Xbox in the window too. Some nice selection of Dreamcast games, a few more SNES games, Bomberman 3 up there, and N64 games. Now this glass cabinet sort of faces out to the outside of the store as well, so it's kind of hard to see what's on the other side. So on the outside of the store there's Mega Drive games there, PlayStation 1 games, no sort of real rarities or anything like that, but all in nice condition. Some unboxed SNES and NES games too in the window. And then again some nice boxed SNES, NES games there. And quite a few Game Boy games again too. So Game Boy is something I'm looking to try and get back into collecting this year if I can. Moving back inside, saw this nice copy of Forza Horizon 4. Again, another steelbook, 15 quid on it. Was nearly tempted, but just a little bit too pricey for me, that one. But nice steelbook, look, that one. Then I saw this copy of Black Sad, which comes in this really nice looking box, £12 on that. I've seen people talking about this game on Instagram, and yeah, it's intrigued me, that one. But again, just a little bit too pricey for me at the moment. Spotted this copy of Too Dark, again a steelbook. Never heard of this game, so let me know if you've played that one. Looked quite good, £18. Cheers everyone. So yeah, that was CEX in Warrington, and it is going back a couple of weeks now, so possibly a lot of those like special editions and steelbooks possibly won't be there anymore. But I just thought it was quite interesting. I got the impression possibly one person, maybe one collector, has come in with his collection or her collection of like Xbox One games and just traded them all in, because it just seemed like there was a lot of sort of niche games, and I've just got the feeling probably they all came in one sort of trade. I could be wrong. But anyway, let's go on to the stuff that I've actually picked up. So these ones are CEX pickups. And the first one is Wolfenstein on the Xbox 360. And I've paid £6 for that one. I think this is one of those games that kind of goes up and down in price. I'm sure I've seen it for about £8 at one point. It's a very common game. You often see this one out on the shelves there. I think the only reason why I've not picked this up in the past is because I remember seeing this on a car boot sale once, and I could have got it for £1, and I think because I didn't pick it up, and I can't remember why I didn't, I've always kind of been a little, sort of begrudged a little bit paying more than that. But yeah, I could have picked this up at any time really. I've never played this one before. I think this came out about 2009. It was 2009, wasn't it? And it was come almost a little bit of a sort of soft reboot for the series, but it's the granddaddy of the first-person shooter. I'm not sure what this one is like. I think it got middling to decent reviews, but it looks all right. I've never played this one. Played a lot of the other Wolfenstein games, but just never played this one. So quite looking forward to giving that one a go, see what that's like. Now this game. So I picked it up, but. Now, I'm pretty sure I have had this game, and I was convinced I had it in my Xbox collection. And when the series' next game was announced a week or two ago, I went straight to my collection just to sort of dig out this copy, because I thought, I'll get it onto Instagram, and couldn't find it anywhere. And I just don't know where it's gone. And I know I've had this game, and I've checked through all of that, because all this box here is Xbox games, so I've checked all the way through it. I knew I wouldn't have put it into my overspill storage upstairs, because I just wouldn't do it. So I just can't find it anywhere, so I just rebought it. I thought, well, I'll pick it up again. £3.50, so it's not exactly breaking the bank. And that game is Ninja Gaiden on the Xbox. So yeah, with the new sort of game coming out, is it Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming out soon, or it was announced the other day. Yeah, I think there could be a bit of interest in this series again soon. Interestingly enough, when I picked this up, the guy behind the counter said to one of his colleagues, he said, "Have we still got Ninja Gaiden? Because I thought we'd sent off 2 copies this morning." So people are obviously buying this online, and I was lucky enough to pick up the last copy they had, so they had 3 in. So yeah, interesting that possibly is this a series where interest in it is going to pick up a little bit over the next few months, possibly, not sure. But yeah, Ninja Gaiden, I have played this. I'm sure I've had it. I know I've had it. I just don't know where my original copy is, so I'll pick this up again. And to be fair, this is in nice condition as well, manual and everything. Yeah, but it's not a game I've ever finished. It's really hard. None of the Ninja Gaiden games I've actually ever finished. I have played them, but never actually completed one of them. But I might, give that another look at soon. £3.50 paid for that one. Next up, so again, this is one I've never seen before. And usually this character is in like platform games, and I know there is a version of it on the PlayStation 2, and there is an Xbox version as well. But I've never seen this PSP version before, and I saw it on the shelf and it sort of really stood out. So I thought at £3 I'll pick this up as well. And that game is KO Challengers. So yeah, there is a series of KO the Kangaroo. I think there might even be a couple of games of this, maybe 1 or 2 games. But yeah, I'd never seen this on the PSP, so I'll give this a go when I replace my PSP, that is. Not sure what kind of game it is. It's hard to tell from the pictures on the back, really, because I'm not 100% convinced that it is your usual sort of platformer. There is some sort of vehicles being used in it, so we'll see what it's like. I'm pretty sure it's not like a kart racer or anything like that, but yeah, just thought at £3, another one for the PSP collection. Nice one. And then this one, again, There were 2 copies of this in that CEX that I bought this from, which is strange, but because you don't see it around. But it's not, it's not a rare game or anything like that. I've just not seen it around too much. So I thought, I'll give it a go. I'll pick it up. And that game is Oddworld Munch's Odyssey on the Xbox. £4 paid for that. So yeah, at the moment I am quite, I'm enjoying picking up for the Xbox. I think it's just such a overlooked console when it comes to collectors a little bit. I think more people might soon start to jump on the bandwagon of original Xbox games. I hate calling it original Xbox, but yeah, I've never played this. We'll see what it's like. I'm assuming it's kind of a 3D platformer type game. But yeah, we'll see what it's like. Now in 3D or Division, so yeah, I guess it would be a 3D platformer. But yeah, nice little pick up, that one. Next one, so this one I didn't realise I didn't have until I think I posted a picture of my copy, or the version I've got is on the Nintendo Wii. And I posted that on for a Wii Wednesday post a couple of weeks ago on Instagram. And I was looking through, and I realised then I haven't actually got a copy of this for like I don't want to say proper copy because that's a bit snobby, but like a sort of standard version of this without the Wii waggle controls or anything like that. I have had it in the past. I think I completed it on the Xbox 360 back in the day. Yeah, I've just realised looking through my collection that I haven't actually got this on PS3 or Xbox 360 anymore. So I thought at £4 I'll pick this up now. Star Wars Force Unleashed 2. Yeah, £4, PlayStation 3. It's a great front cover on that. Do love that. And from what I remember, it was a pretty decent game as well. Not as good as the first one. I remember it being a lot shorter. I remember it not taking that long to complete this when I played it on the Xbox 360. And I do remember the story wasn't quite as good as Force Unleashed, the first game. But yeah, I do love me Star Wars games, so I might try and give that another go at some point. Yeah, great front cover though, love that. And the last 2 CEX pickups, again, probably could have picked this up at any point or any time. Again, I think this is kind of going up and down in price a little bit at the moment. I'm a little bit surprised. It's still kind of, it's cheap, well, say cheap, but it's like less than £10 still at the moment. I paid £6 for it, and it is Marvel vs Capcom 3: The Fate of Two Worlds. And there's a lot of buzz around sort of Marvel and Capcom games at the moment, and the Capcom beat 'em ups and everything. So this is certainly sort of one of the cheaper games in that kind of vein, if you like, that you can pick up. I've never played this one, and I am going through a bit of a beat 'em ups fighting games kick at the moment, so I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. Looks alright, loads of characters in it, 32 playable characters, including Beautiful Joe's in there by the looks of it. And is that from Okami? I think it is, isn't it? Deadpool, Spidey, I'm assuming Doctor Doom. So yeah, it looks alright. Give that a bash at some point. But yeah, £6 paid for that. But again, I think that's kind of gone up and down in price recently. Well, like a lot of Xbox 360 games. I think it might have been about £8 not that long ago. But yeah, we'll see what that one's like. Looking forward to giving that one a go. And then sticking with the beat 'em up genre, I've got Kai Maffei and Engage to thank for pointing this game out to me. I knew about this game, but just had never really considered sort of picking it up and playing it. I think I just always thought, I'd always sort of assumed and lumped it into that bracket with certain other games in this series. It's hard to explain without actually showing you what the game is, so I'll show you. It's Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance on the PlayStation 2, and I paid £8 for that one. So yeah, I always thought this was kind of in the vein of those sort of spin-off games of Mortal Kombat, like Armageddon and Deception and Special Forces and Sub-Zero. Possibly not as bad as those two, but I just there's so many sort of different versions and variations of Mortal Kombat. But it's only when I was watching Kai Maffei and Engage, they did a video all about their, I think it was like top 5 Mortal Kombat games, something like that, and this was in there. It was quite high in there as well. So yeah, it alerted me to the fact that it is just a standard sort of Mortal Kombat beat 'em up. So I thought I will see if I can find that. I actually saw it the other week in Games and More, I think, and they had it on the GameCube. It's weird because the Xbox version is the cheapest. I think you can get that for about £5. PlayStation 2 is right in the middle of being about sort of £8 usually, and then the GameCube version is about £12. So I've gone for that kind of in between, and more than likely probably got the worst version of it. Who knows? But I like my PlayStation 2, so happy to pick this up. Looking forward to giving it a go. We'll see what this is like. If it's good enough for those two lads, it's good enough for me. Those were the CEX pickups. I've got one more game that I picked up recently, and it was an online order. I grabbed it from Music Magpie online. Now, there's a bit of a backstory to this. So I'd seen this on Music Magpie about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was showing in the listings. I was looking on my phone and just sort of having a browse, and spotted this and thought, do I know that game? Do I not know that game? I feel like I've seen it before, but I've never seen it on Music Magpie before, because only very occasionally on there do you actually sort of see quite sort of niche, quirky, I don't want to say rare again, but less common games on there perhaps. And this one sort of stood out, and I was looking at it and thinking, I'll dig a bit deeper on this. I think they had it on for $17.98, so it wasn't cheap, and it wasn't super expensive, so it I was almost tempted, but I didn't straight away. So I had a look into it and had a look online, and reviews for it were pretty decent. Most of the reviews were sort of saying it's alright, it's quite quirky, and it's worth a look if you can get it for the right price. So anyway, I left it at that point. I thought, no, I'm still sort of saving money a little bit, so I just left it and kind of forgot about it. And then again, I think when I went to Games and More, Tony, the guy who owns Games and More, was putting out the PlayStation 4 version of the same game. He was putting that out onto the shelf. I just sort of said, how much are you sticking it out for? And he said about £36, I think. So we were talking about it a little bit, and he said he played it recently and thought it was alright, but possibly not worth £36. So I didn't buy the PlayStation 4 version, but then I thought, well, I'm going to go back and have a look and see if Music Magpie have still got it, and they did. So I picked it up, and that game is, so I have opened it, that game is Akiba's Trip, Undead and Undressed on the PlayStation 3. Don't judge me. I just thought it sounded alright. So I went back to Music Magpie. They did still have it in stock, but I suddenly remembered, I thought, and I would recommend, if you do have a look on Music Magpie and you find something that you're going to think about picking up, always check out their eBay site, because they do quite often have like a little voucher code on eBay that you can use that will knock a few quid off it. So on eBay, it was listed as $17.98 like it was on the website, but there was like a certain percentage off it, and I think it knocked off about £3.60, which meant I got it for about £14.40, something like that. So yeah, I thought from that £18 down to sort of £14.50, 40. I thought that's not a bad buy, so I'm going to grab that. And strangely enough, it's actually come, and I don't know if you can see it or not, you probably will. It's actually come new and sealed. There's like an official PlayStation 3 security strip along with it. So yeah, it's an absolute brand new, untouched copy, and I'm really happy with that. So I've not opened it yet. So what is this game? So it's one of those. It's a sort of Japanese anime kind of game, hard to explain. I'll read out what it says on the back. Japan's popular anime and game district is exposed. Tokyo's electric town is being invaded by the undead. Enter the Akiba Freedom Fighters, an organization dedicated to bringing peace to these neon streets, one garment at a time. So basically, the game is, I think it's kind of a bit of a hack and slash RPG type game, where you fight vampires, and the way to defeat the vampires is by fighting them, hack and slash, and making them lose articles of clothing. So they are then, exposed to the sun, and it kills them, because that's what vampires, it's what happens to vampires. It's their weakness, isn't it? So yeah, that's essentially what this game is. You're battling vampires, trying to take their clothes off and destroy them. Akiba's Trip. We shall see what this is like. I don't know whether to open this now or not. I don't know whether to cash in on it or not, because like I say, with this being a brand new and unopened copy, I think I was looking on eBay. For a sealed copy, eBay, you could possibly get about 40 to 50 quid for this. I've paid 14. Do I cash in and just then order another copy? I don't know, possibly. I don't know if I can be bothered though. I just kind of want to give it a try. It's actually trades in for 16 quid at CEX. They sell it for 25 second hand. So I think 14 quid is quite a fair price to pay for that, just to give it a go. If it's not for me, I can get 16 quid back on it on trade, which is, that's pretty good. But yeah, we'll see what this is like. Let me know in the comments if you played Akiba's Trip. They're very clever with the title of this because it does look like Akiba's Strip, which is kind of, part of it, I guess. It's just quite clever marketing, but it is Akiba's Trip. Shall I crack it open? Let's crack it open. Just get it open. There'll be people out there now going, oh, why? You should have just left it sealed. Yeah, well, I play games and I want to play it. But yeah, look at that. Absolutely brand new. Absolutely perfect condition. It looks alright. It just looks weird. It looks quirky. It looks fun. It looks right up my street. So I'll be giving that a go. Akiba's Trip, Undead and Undressed. So that's it, short and sweet this week, but some nice pickups are there, I think. I'm looking forward to playing quite a few of these as well. I will be giving that one a go, see what that's like. Can't wait to try this one as well, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, and that one. Like I say, I'm on a bit of a beat 'em up kick at the moment, so those two games, looking forward to playing both of those. And a few of the others are good ones too. Wolfenstein is one I would like to try and crack on and play through as well, and we'll see what that one's like as well eventually. Intrigued by that one. And more than likely, within the next couple of days, I'm going to find my original copy of this game too. But hey ho, that happens. Anyway, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.